Hello everybody, it's me Carmine DeStefano, the Bookman.
They call him the Bookman, his rants never end. He's angry and he's loud and he has a lot of friends. If you have Alyssa Milano's number, you can always send it to Carmine DeStefano, the Bookman.
That song don't make no sense.
Hello everybody, it's me Carmine DeStefano, the Bookman. Now a while ago, I had reviewed for all of you the first Force Unleashed game. So, for the sake of symmetry alone, I shall review for all of you Force Unleashed 2. What improvements were made? Well, let's take a look at it together, shall we? The game opens. Apparently, Darth Vader is cloning his former apprentice Starkiller on Kamino, since the rebellion is picking up steam. He gives the new clone a chance to prove he's better than the other clones. Until this clone sees...
Juno?
This is not a food baby, alright? I've taken like 3 pregnancy tests and I am for shiz up the spout.
Oh God, no, not that Juno. I'd still nail her though. Since this clone failed like the others, he is to be executed, Sith style. Instead, he punks out Vader again, falls onto the Kamino exterior surface, then fights countless Imperial forces. This includes Imperial TIE Fighters. After all this battling, he locates Vader's shuttle, which he uses to track down General Kota on Caeda Nemoidia. And where have you heard that before?
That business on Caeda Nemoidia doesn't count.
On the surface of this upside-down city, there's a Baron who's loyal to the Empire that runs the show. He approaches with troops. Since he knows beforehand Starkiller's an escapee, he tries to dispatch of him, which leads to a bunch of fighting and ridiculously one-sided number of troops against one guy. He also has to run from the Baron ship in a few instances. Eventually, he locates Rom Kota in an arena where the Baron announces,
Send out the Gorog.
"Oh no! Not the Gorog! No!" What the hell's a Gorog? This battle seems endless. You don't actually kill this creature initially. What you do is attack him enough that he puts his massive body on these weak supports until he falls in the crevasse. While he does, he grabs Kota in the process. Now you have to fall while killing this creature before he kills Kota. You then watch it plummet to the abyss and escape with Kota on his ship. Since he sees Starkiller in his blind force connection, Kota attempts to convince him he's actually the real Starkiller, just confused. Starkiller has to find himself before he goes with General Kota's plan of joining the Alliance again. While he's figuring that out, Vader hires Boba Fett to track Starkiller. So Vader hired Fett, who then worked for Jabba, then Vader again, then Jabba again. I'm simply not buying it. We then learn where Starkiller decided to go. He finds Yoda, voiced over by Tom Kane.
Brought you here, the galaxy has. Your path, clearly, this is.
He does Yoda's voice on the Clone Wars show.
Strong you are with the dark side, young one. But not that strong.
Still not Frank Oz.
Yes.
Inside the magic tree, Starkiller sees startling things, like an image of Juno being attacked on a ship. They go to find the ship. Immediately, they are under attack. Starkiller locates the shape-shifting droid Proxy he once worked with. along with annoying spider fucker droids that just keep latching onto you, as well as these disappearing pains in the asses. After encountering all these enemies, the long shuttle interior finally reveals where Juno is, as she's being taken away by Boba Fett. You then meet the main menace. This boss fight is another drawn-out battle. It's tedious enough to drive you fucking crazy. Eventually, you hop on the walker's back, then try to control it with very stiff controls, I might add, so you can kill whatever's around you. You then take the goddamn thing down, finally, to move forward. Where do you go? Areas with countless other troops. The Empire's throwing all they have at one clone. Jesus, how many of these things do you have?
200,000 units are ready, with 1 million more well on the way.
That's good, because you're running out of them. Later on, Starkiller uses force powers to power up this main cannon that destroys a Star Destroyer in one shot. Where was that during the war? Then uses some more force powers to push debris and ships out of his way so he can crash through the ship he's on right into the Camino exterior once again. He also uses a TIE fighter in the process. Inside, he fights more hordes of troops, which make you wonder how many more of these goddamn things they have left. They've got everything here. Droids, machines, even General Grievous ripoffs. After that, you go inside to the cloning facility, jump on all these makeshift platforms till you come across Vader mind-fucking him to death. This leads to the final confrontation with the Dark Lord. Again, his lack of physical ability turns this fight into basically defending yourself against cheating. He sends Starkiller clones after Starkiller, empty VODs thrown at him, whatever he can find. Just when the fight carries on for nearly a year and a half, you meet with Vader elsewhere, who has Juno in his grasp.
You will return to me and give yourself to the dark side. If you resist, she dies. And when your training is complete, you will hunt down and execute the rebel leaders. If you fail, she dies.
Get it wrong, you die. You get it right, you die.
This ill-conceived plan apparently gets her killed. Starkiller freaks, then takes the final confrontation outside. Here, Vader again throws whatever he can, including Force Lightning, which is actually not smart since he could probably kill himself doing that. In the end, he loses another hand, gets nearly electrocuted to a complete crisp, then brought to his knees by Starkiller again! Now you can choose to go light or go dark. Like I kill Vader, you gotta be fucking nuts. You arrest Vader for war crimes, then find Juno is actually alive and well. I wonder what Juno thinks of him now.
Because you're like the coolest person I've ever met, and you don't even have to try.
Leia, through proxy, congratulates the group for their efforts. We then find Vader locked away in confinement. Starkiller says he no longer has any control over him. Vader then reveals,
As long as she lives, I will always control you.
Then the fleet flies off into hyperspace as they are followed closely by Boba Fett. Now you can move on to the challenges, all of which test your skills to the extreme. But if you accomplish these, you go up on the online leaderboards and unlock costumes, saber crystals, movies, shit you can't find during the actual game itself. And that's pretty much it. So what did I think of this game? Guys, you're killing me. The storyline once again is too inconsistent with the movies they're supposed to link. Starkiller made such an impact before the war that he's never mentioned during the war. The leaders of the rebellion are known, so once again, there's no secret to this. Everyone knows who's running this show. And the rebellion was a quiet uprising. It was a political movement. It wasn't this consistent destruction of everything the Empire had built. They were trying to plot out and carefully put themselves in a position to stand up and fight. I don't think that 20 years of the Empire being an empire, they were just combating rebellious types. If they were, they weren't this grand scale. The game is also extremely short, but they make up for a lack of levels with really long levels. Some so drawn out that after a while you just get bored seeing the same shit, fighting the same enemies over and over and over again. The missions are repetitive. It's too much against one person. I really don't think even the Empire would send this many people after one guy. The controls are smoother though, and you do have an idea of how to repel blaster fire as you didn't in the first one. I also like the addition of the mind trick. That was really good. The saber slices and dices in this. You don't just cut somebody constantly and maybe eventually they'll die. When you hit someone with one of your sabers, hands fly off, heads fly off, they're killed in pretty much one shot, the way it should be. But really, in the end, you have Kamino, Katie Nemoida, Dagobah Visit, which lasts about a minute, Ship, Kamino, end. The storyline is also too all over the place. What is Starkiller? Is he a clone? Is he the actual guy? We don't really find out that. Coda doesn't think that he's just a clone, but Starkiller doesn't seem to be a regular guy since the Starkiller in the first one was pretty much crushed by a ship. And why would Vader clone an insurgent? Wouldn't he know that since the original turned on him, the clone might do the same? Doesn't he realize the inherent danger? And we also don't know, does Vader want to destroy the rebels? I thought he wanted to kill Sidious. That was the real reason why he was trying to convert Luke, wasn't it? So he can take over? That's what Sith do. Kill their masters so they can take over. And I can't emphasize how annoying it is to see Vader turned into such a pussy. He makes Scott Summers in the X-Men movies look like a really brave stand-up heroic type. I mean, granted, his dueling days were long gone, but this is fucking Vader. He could basically crush this Starkiller dude like a freaking walnut with the Force itself. I don't see why he would have to throw VODs at the guy if he wanted to just kill him. It's not like he's his son. And by the way, he's brought down by a clone and then arrested by the rebels just to be saved by Boba Fett? The Dark Lord of the Sith needs a bounty hunter to save him? I don't think so. Once again, you get a somewhat satisfying Jedi experience with a bunch of flaws. There are so many holes and inconsistencies between the storylines of the movies and these video games. But they'll probably correct all of that in their third installment, you know is coming out sometime in the near future. And thank you all for watching. I have more for you soon to come. So stay tuned, take care, and have a great day.